the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Fielded in the end zone. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he'll let this go deep for Lazard, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the 3rd quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers, both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
And he nearly got the 1st himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. They do go for it. It's Rodgers. He'll rifle it and got his man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 37-yard line. From the gun, Rodgers gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
From the shotgun, a give to Jones. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, Next Gen Stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour.
Instead of having to play follow the leader there, the leader led.
I like that. And he likes that, doesn't he? 1st and goal, let me do the job.
Because you know when he falls into the end zone after falling behind those big guys who pushed up front, that's a pretty good celebration, isn't it?
Gives him a little street cred in the locker room, too, doesn't it?
Street cred, and then when they go out to dinner afterwards, he's still picking up the check.
So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
The Browns take over first.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try to defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
He can run for it, and he will. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now at Lambeau. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. A run for Nick Chubb. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd
They go play action. Mayfield. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Rashawn Gary. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And the pressure gets to him again. Rashawn Gary picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Rashawn Gary. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
It's a gain of 8.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
He'll get this to Lazard. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Now Jones. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal. As some good running there gets him down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Packers are back within a score. Now Crosby for the point after. And the lead will shrink to 6. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
And again, it's Chubb. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. Mayfield to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
4th down, Mayfield. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously. Led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line. And these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot. And they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
Buying time to his left. He'll try and run it. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually, a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. Rodgers to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. He's back to throw. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now Rodgers. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. 7 yards on the play, and it's a second down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. From down at the 12, it's first and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And now he's going to use his weapon. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the fourth quarter. Now they can boot it through on the always important extra point, and then their defense has to hold up their end of the bargain.
And there's something that you pointed out in numerous games that we've worked. Okay, the excitement's going on. Everyone's celebrating over there. Who's calling up the defense to make sure they're focused because they still have some work to do?
A very important extra point there, up and good. And that is going to put them on top by a point, and it sets us up for quite a finish. Taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Mayfield off the play fake. Over the middle to Beckham. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in the game.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here's Mayfield. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Packers are going to win this football game. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
A great come from